Hey, Aspen Mountain peeps, happy Monday to you. Want to thank everybody that joined us for the Gold Leaf Show on Friday night. We're going to do another one this Friday night. Hopefully have our insurance guy jumping on. It was a wonderful message that we got from Emily Lopez, local realtor and brokerage owner here in Rock Springs. If you didn't catch that, go back and watch it. My sound was a little off. We'll get that fixed. It happens with live shows, but the things that she brought to our attention from a real estate point of view was fantastic. So definitely check her out. If you want more information on her, go to our website or our Facebook page and check her out. That was an awesome show. I just really appreciate her for coming on. I appreciate all those you guys that caught it. If you didn't catch it and you want to see it, go back and check it out. Real estate is something that I've always been confused about, and I know that there was ways of making money on it, but just wasn't really sure how, and she really goes into depth on things. It was a fantastic show, so I want to thank Emily again for coming on. And again, Friday at 6 p.m. our time here, Mountain Standard Time, we'll go on and do another show. Hopefully we'll have an insurance agent this week. If not, then we'll figure something else out, but we're working at that. So today I asked the guys this morning, what should I do my live on? Because, we do these lives all the time. I'm always giving information. And Josh said, how about talking about how our trenchless machine works and what's the purposes for it and what it looks like when it's actually done. And so I'm going to go ahead and explain that a little bit. First of all, what does trenchless mean? Trenchless mean? What does that mean? All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about that. While you're thinking about that, write down in the comments down below, live if you're watching this on live, replay if you're watching this on replay. Type where you're watching from. That's really cool. I love seeing where we're seeing people from. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. Click the little bell. You'll get notifications every time we come up. We want to keep bringing our ratings up on YouTube. I've got a bunch of followers, but I'd like to always have a bunch more. Try to spread this message out to everybody that we're out here teaching people about plumbing. So what does it mean to do trenchless? It's something that Wyoming hasn't really heard much of. I'm the very first here in Southwest Wyoming to get the coating machine, which is trenchless, but there's different types of trenchless systems out there. There's number one, the coating like we have, which basically what it does is puts a polyurea coating inside the pipe, which I'll show you here in a minute how it does that. Number two, there's what they call lining, which they basically take a fiberglass liner and mix epoxy, put it on the liner, turn it inside out, and then they, with force of air, they push it down the line, and then they compact it up against it with this air ball, pretty much, pushing it up and squeezing it up against the pipe, and then it dries for a couple hours, and then heat dry it, usually. That's a longer process, and it gives it a fiberglass coating inside the pipe, different than coating, which is polyurea. And then there's what they call pull-through or breakout. That is where they take a piece of pipe and they put it on the end of a cone, and then they run a cable through the pipe. And this requires jackhammering and digging. And then on the other side, they have a tractor that actually pulls with hydraulics that cable through, and it pulls the new pipe and busts out the old pipe. That's why they call it breaking or pipe bursting. Around here, we don't have a lot of that stuff. But we now at Aspen Mountain Plumbing have the trenchless system that does polyurea coating. Why did I choose coating? I get this question all the time compared to why didn't I do a liner system? Why didn't I do the bursting system? First of all, bursting requires a lot of digging, and it requires you to have excavation equipment. And that being said, I didn't want to purchase the money into doing the excavation equipment. Second of all, why I didn't do lining is that there's been areas back east where the liner over a period of time has failed, and I didn't want to do that. Plus, if you have a lateral coming into that line or another pipe tying into that line, you have to take a special cutter to cut that liner out and make it to where you can allow that access in. Whereas with a coater, I buy the equipment, I buy the polyurea mix stuff. It's a two-part system, and then basically we just spray it in there, so I don't have to do any extra cutting. I don't have to buy extra tools. I don't have to have extra equipment. I just have an air compressor, which most of us have anyways, and then the coating polyurea chemicals, which I have to purchase as well. I did have to purchase the machine to do it. It's a dual pump, and basically what happens is it mixes it. And I'm going to show you on a whiteboard kind of how this works. So Basically what we have, let me grab my marker here, set it down, forgot. Basically what we have is we have two chemicals, okay? We have a part A and a part B of the polyurea. And basically what my machine does is it takes out of both, and it has a pump on both sides, and then it runs down a hose system, okay? This is a hose system, runs down a hose system, and then on the end of the hose system, you have both lines coming down, and it's taking A and B down, okay? And then at the very end, it comes together and mixes and goes into a head with a bunch of holes in it. And then that head is being controlled by your air compressor. I'm just going to put air compressor there. Okay? And basically that's spinning around the pipe, and then it's spraying just kind of like a paint sprayer would, that polyurea inside the pipe. Now, the reason I like this is, number one, you can have this up and dried within that day of doing it. Number two, I like the fact that it will seal cracks real well. Anything cast iron wise, it will seal. It'll clean it up. And we do have the prepping machine that does the cleaning up ahead of time to smooth it out. But then it puts on this nice thin layer of polyurea, which is chemical resistant. And it's approved for potable water right now. They are changing the chemicals that will eventually get it to where it's not approved for potable water. But we're using it mostly for drains anyways. But it basically puts a coating in it. I chose green as the color because green is the color for sewers. But I want to show you kind of here. I'm going to flip this around again. I want to show you what it looks like. This is our test stuff, but that's what the inside of the pipe looks like. Now, it looks like it's bumpy. It's not. It's smooth. It's got little chunks in there. But that is what, I'm trying to get a good focus on it. There you go. That is what it looks like. And as you can see, it's really smooth. Okay. And that basically what that does is that puts that liner on it and coats that pipe. It seals any cracks. So if you have root penetration coming in from the top, that'll seal that crack to where it eliminates the penetration of the roots. It seals any holes. And if you've got your pipe that's starting to scale up, we'll clean all that scaling off, and then we'll put this in there, and it'll fill in those pits, and it'll do it all the way down to the street for you. So basically what you're doing is you're taking a pipe that should have been replaced because it has cracks and holes in it, and basically we're creating a new pipe out of the existing pipe by putting this coating in there. Now this has a 50-year warranty. It's not a cheap process. Up to 100 feet is about $7,500. But you got to remember, you're paying for equipment. You're paying for the knowledge of us being able to do this. This is something we had to do training on. I had to fly out to California to do the training on this. And so this is something that not everybody in this area has, but it's an opportunity for you as the homeowner to save money. If you were to dig this pipe from the house to the street and replace just that sewer pipe from the house to the street, you're looking in upwards of $10,000 and more to do that. And that's equipment, that's burying it, that's inspections, that's permits, and that's putting it all back together. And that could take up several days. Okay? That could take several days. This equipment, we're in and out in one day. So you're only down one day with it. And as soon as we're done and we clean up, it's dry, ready to use. It dries within about 15 to 30 seconds, sometimes 2 minutes, depending on the air temperature. But you're ready to use it that day. You never have to worry about the roots coming back in. You never have to worry about those problems again. It won't fail. This is fail safe because it's spraying it in onto the pipe. It's coating it literally with a coating of that polyurea. This is the same stuff that they use in the bottom of pool liners, and the same stuff that they use to coat roofing on metal roofs and stuff. That's what they use, is polyurea, and it's basically a plastic PVC. Okay, so, or a liquid PVC, and it mixes together. And it's two parts. One part's the polyurea, and the other part's the glue. It's basically super glue on steroids, is how I was explained it. And that is the two things that mix to give you that nice, clean coating system. So trenchless is a way of fixing your pipe without ever having to dig it and making it basically brand new. This saves in destruction of your yard. It saves in having to replace sprinkler lines if you have your yard with sprinkler lines in it. It saves you from having to do that. This does not have to be inspected because it's considered a repair instead of a replacement, because it's spraying inside the existing pipe. We're not really changing anything other than we're putting a liner in it based on this polyurea. So it saves so much money. You don't have to worry about big equipment. You don't have to worry about holes in your yard. And it's done all in one day, whereas the other system, and I can vouch for this, it can take up to 2-3 days to do a sewer line properly, to get it backfilled and everything, and have your inspection passed. So this is a way of saving you money and providing a convenience and saving you hassle down the road of having to have your yard replaced, have your sprinkler lines replaced, whatever it is. It will save you the cost of that. So just in the cost of saving on that, not to mention your yard never gets destroyed, you're able to have a brand new pipe basically, and it's using the old existing pipe. So if this is something that you have experience with every year, every year you're calling a plumber to come and snake it because you have root problems, or you have something that is just not right with your pipes and you keep having it plug up, give us a call. We'll come out with our camera. We can inspect it. We can locate it. We can tell you everything about what you need to do. We can actually do this machine for you and take care of your pipe, put a brand new liner in it, and coat that inside of that pipe, and you never have to worry about digging up your yard or anything else like that. So if that's something you're interested in, give us a call. I want to make a mention this Thursday starting at noon and going until 4 o'clock, and then Friday from 9 a.m. till noon, we are going to do a fill the truck food drive, non-perishable items. I'm going to park my truck in the middle of the Chamber of Commerce's parking lot. We've got a bunch of volunteers from the community going to help us out with this. We are going to have a boundary of 6 feet around the truck, so you can't come within 6 feet of our employees that are helping out and volunteering their time for this. We're going to have people there to pick up the food and bring it to the truck. You just got to drop it right there. If this is something you want to help out, this is going to help all the people that's been laid off, all the people that can't afford food right now because of what's going on in their personal lives with their jobs or whatnot. This is going to be our way of helping out and contributing to that. We're going to load it up on our Aspen Mountain box truck, and we're going to deliver it to a couple places in town. And then if you need that food, you can call them at the Chamber of Commerce, and they'll get that message out. We'll be getting more messages out as the week goes on. I've heard Sweetwater Now and YO4 News and all them are going to probably put it on their website. So check that out. We definitely are helping out wherever we can this year with this coronavirus. We've gone as far as we can. We're making deliveries for people. We're helping out with this fill the truck drive. I'll do a video of a live while we're there on Thursday, showing where it's at, what to do. Feel free if you have excess of canned goods, and somebody here in our community can use that. If you have an excess of it, please bring it, donate it. Let's help out our community here, folks. This is the time where we need to stand together and become strong. This is the time where we need to show support and conviction to our community here in Rock Springs. Thursday and Friday, that'll be. Don't forget, Friday night at 6 o'clock, we'll have another Gold Leaf show. Hopefully this makes you understand a little bit better about the coating process and about our new equipment. Obviously, if there's any questions, feel free to give us a call, 307-922-4413. We're here to help you out. Have a wonderful day.